3-0 Eagles have something to prove against Tampa Bay?
Prove, no. But this is the last team to beat them in the regular season with Jalen playing the full game. And the last 2 times they've played Tampa Bay, they've gotten blown out. And the game, well, blown out. Because 33-16 last year, 32-9 in the playoffs. So I don't think they have something to prove, but to themselves, just look, they've beaten us the last 2 times. Let's erase those memories in our minds and in theirs too. All right, and I think this is great for the Eagles because you're 3-0. You've won 17 of your last 18 games. You're coming off a big comeback win against a really good team. You've already beaten the Chiefs in Kansas City. You could easily relax and, you know, get complacent, but not with Tampa Bay being on the schedule because of what they've done to you in the past. So I think this is great for the Eagles. I think Jalen will play well, and the Eagles are going to win.
Look, yes, they have something to prove. Every week starts a fresh week for coaches, and they always try to come up with a theme to kind of motivate the team. Well, naturally, they don't need one because this team has had their number. Despite who's been in or out of the lineup when these 2 teams have met, the Eagles have not fared well against the Bucs. And Jalen, with the exception of the last game, had a decent game, but he gets sacked. They get dominated in time of possession in the losses, completely dominated. And typically, all but one time, the team who's able to rush the ball the best wins the game. And so when you look at these things, you look at the Bucs, right now they're injured, they're banged up. And if you struggle with this team, a team that we all believe, and I'm sure they believe, is going to be in the playoffs. Yeah. Who they might have to go through, or they might see each other again. And when you haven't had success as a team, not individual success, but as a team, both player and Jalen Hurts, coach and Nick Sirianni, they're both a part of this. Yes, you have to prove that we can beat this team. We're better than this team.
So this is so interesting because the Bucs are my Super Bowl pick. I'm probably higher on the Bucs going into the year and right now than, you know, just about anybody. And I'm probably a touch lower on the Eagles than certainly anybody on this show. Like, I think they're a good team, but I think at full strength the Bucs are better. I think at full strength the Lions could be better. Like, I'm not quite as high on the Eagles as the rest of the show. And yet, I think this weekend the Eagles are at such a stark advantage that I was looking at this like the Eagles have to go out, should use this as an opportunity to go out and prove we actually can have an opening game script that is explosive, that works, that moves the ball downfield. Because we haven't had that yet. Even against the Cowboys, it was Jalen, you know what I mean? They weren't able to throw the ball effectively down the field. First game of the year, maybe. Right, that's what I'm talking about. The first game of the year, but that was, again, it wasn't throwing the ball. They were calling pass plays, but he wasn't seeing it and he was running. Tampa is going to be without likely 3/5 of its offensive line. Mike Evans, they are so banged up. And I know Philly's dealing with some injuries now as well, but they're not cluster injuries in one spot of the ball. That I think Philly should go into this game recognizing Jalen was frustrated with last week's game plan. We saw it on the sideline. He kind of put a little voice to it after the game. A.J. Brown's been frustrated. This is an opportunity, if we show the Eagles' passing numbers, to come out and make things easier on Saquon moving forward by improving this. Because one of my theories as to why Saquon is struggling or not being as productive is every team feels like they know, man, it doesn't matter what type of looks we give you. If we stack the box, we play single high, you're still running the ball. And if they come out, certainly early in games they are, if they come out with a pass-heavy opening script, I think it will open things up for Saquon moving forward. I think that you will see lighter boxes. You will see more too-high safety, and then Saquon can pop more. Like, I look at this game as the Eagles, even though and the Vegas agrees with me, I guess, because they're on the road against an undefeated team. They're more than a field goal favorite. As a game, the Eagles have a bit of a margin for error game plan-wise. So I would say, you know what, Jalen and A.J. Brown, you pretty clearly want us to lean on you a little more in these spots. We will. Because if I'm Kevin Patullo, the new offensive coordinator, I have to have the humility to say, my game plan for the Rams game was terrible. You know what I mean? My game plan for the Rams game was not the right one. We were very lucky to even be able to come back in that game, and it was because I did what I didn't want to do, which is throw the ball a ton. So
Okay. My head is about to explode right now for many, many different reasons. Oh boy. Oh my God. Before we get started, this is exactly what I'm talking about, Eagles fans. Please subscribe to this channel. Please watch these videos in their entirety. It is the best possible way to support this channel so I can just continue to get after, because I want to build something so special here. And again, especially clips like this, I get so fired up, I get so motivated, and it's just overnight we can change this channel. Overnight we can turn this channel into something that is a force to be reckoned with. So please do not forget to subscribe, and please watch the videos in their entirety, as again, that is the best zero cost way to support this channel and to help build an amazing community. Now, without further ado, let's definitely jump into this, because what are we talking about right now? Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin right now. The Bucs have had their number. Okay. Jalen Hurts' first ever playoff game against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, who had just won the Super Bowl, mind you. And it was Jalen Hurts' first year as a starter. Okay, so they beat the Eagles, where their number one weapon was their number two, their number weapons in general, whereas first year starter in Jalen Hurts and rookie wide receiver Devontae. It's okay. Now fast forward, okay, you have the playoff game, which I had unpacked before, and because everyone acts like Baker Mayfield had this great game. I'm not going to go through all of that now, but it was just comically, hilariously absurd. You're talking about having fired coordinators. You're talking about having an absolute awful defense. Jalen Hurts was banged up. His knee was messed up. He dislocated his finger a week before that game. A.J. Brown wasn't playing. Jason Kelsey's retiring. Brandon Cox is retiring. It was a retirement party at that point. So let's calm down here, okay? And now, fast forward to the next year. You know, the year that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. They were trying to still figure out their defense. They were still trying to figure out their team. There was muff punts. It was a mess at that point, because they had two new coordinators. They had brought in a lot of new pieces. They were getting situated, okay? Not to mention, you had no Devontae Smith, no A.J. Brown. You were missing multiple linemen. Defensive players were in and out of the lineup. The players were struggling with the heat. They were also legitimately injured. You had linemen all out of the place. I think, again, you're missing your wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. But I guess that only matters for Patrick Mahomes, right? We're only allowed to give the benefit of the doubt to the Patrick Mahomeses of the world, but not Jalen Hurts. He's supposed to just find a way, right? Like that. He's just supposed to magically do that. Missing linemen, missing his wide receivers 1 and 2. And they were down big because of the defense, so then they couldn't really rely on Saquon Barkley. When Saquon Barkley would go off for a big run, it was so hot. He was so exhausted. He literally had to go to the sideline and get oxygen. It was just an absolute mess, where Tom Brady was talking about the weather and how brutal the heat is and how it's really hard for a team like the Eagles to come up there and play. But no benefit of the doubt there. Got it. And now we're trying to invent that the Philadelphia Eagles have something to prove. The team that won the Super Bowl, or that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in somehow way this dragon that they have to overcome. And that when both teams were at full strength, the Philadelphia Eagles, with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Mailata, Jalen Hurts, Cooper DeJean. I mean, again, just name all the players you want to name. The team that won the Super Bowl, with the Super Bowl MVP. The team that hung 95 points in the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl combined. Most ever points scored in a conference championship game. Most points ever scored in the 2-game stretch. Most points scored throughout an entire playoff run in NFL history. Saquon Barkley, the greatest season in the history of the NFL for a running back. That team is the lesser team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do you understand how absurd that sounds? Under that logic, seriously, under that logic, then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are better than the Kansas City Chiefs. Does Nick think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are better than the Kansas City Chiefs? We know that. We know that answer. We know that answer. So, what are we doing here? And now we're saying that the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, and that they have to now manipulate their game plan in a specific way to send a message, to show people, to prove something. Really? Really? And listen, I'm on the record saying that I want to see the Philadelphia Eagles evolve their game plan. They're still figuring stuff out with their offensive coordinator, no doubt. So even this automatic, oh, well, they should win, they should do this, they should do that. They're figuring stuff out. They have a new coach that they are clearly going through some growing pains with, that they need to figure out. That is a process. Trying to force that process because of some sort of external pressure of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is something that bad teams do. Something that teams that don't actually know what they're doing do. That's not the Philadelphia Eagles. So maybe they will throw a ton. Maybe they won't. Whatever it is, they're going to do what they believe to be best for them. Not no drag into slay. Not no message to let everyone know, hey, look, we can win this way too. Hey, we can do it. We can beat the Bucs. No. Now, what I will say is I agree with what Greg is saying about coaches and the messaging and saying, hey, we got something to prove. That I do understand, because that is absolutely obviously what coaches do. They're always looking for something to kind of have everyone rally behind. So that I get it. So there probably will be like, this is the last time we lost was against this team, right? And, all that type of stuff. So I do believe some of that messaging will be there for sure. But if you think that this team, like A.J. Brown, Devontae, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, that they're all oh, gee, I don't know. Because I just did the segment about Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And how Mahomes only won one game or whatever. Lamar only beat, Lamar only beat Mahomes the one time back in 2021. And it's, it was a whole segment about it. And it was just Lamar needs to prove he can do it. He needs to win. He needs to be able to go into Arrowhead. There's a lot of need. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles don't have any of that. None of that. They want to win this game because they want to win this game. That's why I even took issue with Bruce saying, they're 3-0. They could get complacent, so it's actually good. Where have the Philadelphia Eagles ever showed you that there is an ounce of complacency with them? This is the team that wasn't even there for the banner drop for their Super Bowl. This is a team that all the messaging all offseason was, this is a new year. This is a new year. We're not defending anything. We're not here to defend anything. This is a new year. We are starting from scratch. We're not out here saying, oh, we haven't lost since this. I'm the one talking about the Super Bowl. I'm the one talking about the NFC Championship game. I'm the one that's talking about all that stuff. They're not. They're not. Okay? They're just focused on today. This has been an incredibly hyper-focused team. An incredibly hyper-focused team. So we're just inventing and making up narratives here. And it's pretty ridiculous. And the other one, I almost forgot to mention this. Jalen Hurts was missing things now against the Dallas Cowboys. Jalen Hurts had 100% accuracy in that game. He had 100% accuracy. He didn't miss a single throw. What are we inventing right now? Seriously, what are we inventing? He was number 1 in the NFL. 100% adjusted completion percentage. 100%. 100%. They were 8 for 13 on third down, which is amazing, by the way. He had over 200 total yards, 2 touchdowns, was 19 for 23. He was the leading rusher for the Eagles. I don't understand. I really don't. He had a 51-yard strike, which was 3rd and long, to his wide receiver 3, because, apparently Jalen Hurts can only do well with A.J. Brown and Devontae. He needs A.J. Brown and Devontae to have any types of success, yet he's working Dallas Goedert and Jahan Dotson out there. But it was not a good game because A.J. Brown and Devontae didn't go for 80 yards a pop, and they each need to have 3 touchdowns, actually. They both need to have 3 touchdowns each, so they need to have 6 passing touchdowns and minimum 275 yards passing. That's the only way Jalen Hurts can have a good game. It's like, okay, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. It really does. It really does. Except Baker Mayfield in his week 1 game threw for 167 yards and had a 53% completion percentage. But it was an excellent game. It was an amazing game. The guy had 4 turnover-worthy plays. His adjusted completion percentage was 58%. Bottom in the NFL. Rookie quarterback Cam Ward, in his first ever game in his NFL career, had a higher adjusted completion percentage than Baker Mayfield. But that was an excellent game. That was an awesome game. That was a top 4 quarterback performance. That makes total sense. That makes total sense. It does. No, I stand corrected. It makes total sense. I just don't understand why we can't have real, honest conversations about the Philadelphia Eagles here. And the other thing, this will be my last point. I love how we don't leave any room. Like, just wait. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to lose this season. I'm sorry. I hate to burst the bubble of Philadelphia Eagles fans. They're not going to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. It's just probably not going to happen. And so when Jalen Hurts wins, it's, I don't like the way they win. And when they win big or win great and Jalen Hurts plays great, it's just like, I don't know. It's not sustainable. I don't know if they can do it. Probably a fluke. And then if they lose a game, it'll be like, see? Jalen Hurts not good enough. Eagles not good enough. And it's just like, they're the one team, and Jalen Hurts is the one quarterback who's not allowed to lose a single game, let alone have it be a bad loss against a banged up team or a lower level team, whatever it may be. Every other team, every other quarterback is allowed to have those moments, whether it's Lamar Jackson, whether it's Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, whether it's the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, the Rams. They're all allowed to have it, but not the Philadelphia Eagles, not Jalen Hurts, not Nick Sirianni. That's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, I guess they will have to go undefeated. I mean, think about it. Just think about it. The Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts, for that matter, to actually earn respect. Think about how ridiculous of a statement this is. They have to go undefeated. They have to go undefeated and throw the ball over 30 times a game. A.J. Brown has to get 1,500 yards. Devontae Smith has to get 1,500 yards. Saquon Barkley has to rush for 1,500 yards. Jalen Hurts has to have a lot of touchdowns, but not too many push touchdowns. And they have to win the Super Bowl. They have to go back to back, okay? They have to be the third team in the last, quarter century or whatever the heck, whatever the stat is. They have to do only what Tom Brady and Mahomes done. Then we can say, okay, now you have our respect. Now we respect Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. Now we respect the Philadelphia Eagles. We're not asking for much, guys. We're just asking you to be literally the greatest team we've ever seen in our entire lives. No pressure. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Do the 3-0 Eagles have something to prove? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.